Hello everyone, in this video I am going to explain about how to find out the first and follow. Okay, this first and follow will be used in parsing techniques also. Okay, now let us discuss about how to find out the first and follow for the given grammar. For finding the first and follow, we need to avoid these four factors, that is backtracking, left factoring, left recursion and ambiguity. If the grammar which we are taken to find the first and follow is having any of these factors, then we are not supposed to find out the first and follow. Okay, now let me explain about each factor in detail, how it will occur and how to avoid these factors in the given grammar. First one is backtracking. See here, I am taking an example for backtracking. S derives X, P, Z. P derives Y, W or Y. Okay, see, this is an example which I have taken for backtracking. In this grammar, if we draw a tree for this grammar, S is having three letters X, P, Z. Okay, and the second one we have P derives Y, W, and in the second case we have P derives Y. Okay, these two are the two different cases. Okay, in this case the grammar will be X, Y, Z or X, W, Z. These two are the possibilities if we choose the letter P which is deriving Y, W. Okay, in this case we are having the grammar X, Y, Z. Okay, if we consider this case, X, S derives X, P is having one more derivation Y. Okay, and after considering this Y, we are moving backward, okay, to P. Here P is also having another derivation. So if we consider this derivation, then there will be a chance of arising ambiguity condition. So I am discarding this derivation and I am considering this as it is having only one derivation. The grammar will be X, Y, Z. Okay, this is how the backtracking will be eliminated from the given grammar. Okay, now coming to the second one, left factoring. I am taking another example for this also. A derives alpha beta 1 or alpha beta 2 or alpha beta 3. Okay, this is an example grammar which is having left factoring. Now we are supposed to avoid this left factoring condition in the given grammar. Okay, now let us see how the left factoring will be avoided. Okay, see here we have a common factor called alpha in each derivation. Okay, here we have alpha, here also we have alpha, here also we have alpha. Okay, see, I am taking alpha as common in each case as it is having in every condition. So I am taking alpha as common and I am treating beta 1, beta 2 and beta 3 as A dash. Okay, see, A dash represents beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. See, if we consider these two steps, we are not having the left factoring condition. Okay, as we are having only alpha, we have avoided the left factoring condition, and in the given grammar we have beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 also. Okay, see, I have considered alpha as common and I have treated beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 as A dash. Okay, see, in this and I have represented A1 as beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. Okay, so this is the grammar which we have obtained after eliminating the left factoring condition. Okay, see, you can choose any one of these. A represents alpha, beta 1 you can choose, or A represents A derives alpha, beta 2, or A derives alpha, beta 3. Okay. The third condition is left recursion. Now I'll explain how the left recursion will be avoided from the given grammar. Here we have taken an example grammar which is having a left recursion in the grammar. A grammar is said to be in left recursion when the left hand derivation and the right hand derivation is having the same letters, okay, or same non-terminals, okay. Here the capital letters will be considered as the non-terminals and the small letters and the special symbols will be considered as terminals, okay. See, this statement is having an E in the left derivation and E in the right derivation, so such type of statements will be called as having a left recursion condition, okay. Now let us see how this left recursion will be eliminated from the grammar. E derives T E dash, okay. As it is having the left recursion, I am not considering this E plus, okay. I am considering this E plus as E dash, okay. E dash represents plus T E dash, okay, or epsilon, okay. If we place epsilon in this E dash, will be having plus T, okay. And in the second statement also we are having the left recursion, so I am considering T derives FT dash and T dash derives star FT dash or epsilon. In the third statement we are having a terminal, so I am considering it as it is, okay. This is the grammar which we have obtained after eliminating the left recursion, okay. By using this grammar we can find the first and follow, okay. And the fourth condition is ambiguity. Ambiguity means creating a confusion, okay. If any grammar is creating a confusion, either to take if you have two or more options, then the ambiguity condition arises. So the grammar which we are finding the first and follow is also consider whether the grammar is having the ambiguity or not, okay. Now by using this grammar I will find out the first and follow, as this grammar is not having the left recursion, left factoring, backtracking or ambiguity conditions. For finding the first of E, in the first or follow we are supposed to choose only the terminal values, okay. There will be no non-terminal values in the first and follow, okay. See, here I am considering this statement E tends to T E dash. As T is a non-terminal value, this statement refers to this one, okay. See, T derives FT dash. Here also we are having a non-terminal value, okay, F. F refers to this statement. F derives open bracket, okay, which is a special symbol, so I am considering it in the first of E. It also derives ID, so I am also considering ID as first of E, okay. Now let us consider the first of E dash. E dash derives plus T E dash or epsilon, okay. See, here in the derivation of E dash we have a symbol, okay, plus, so we can directly consider plus. As it is a terminal value, we are directly considering the plus, okay. And epsilon is also a terminal, so I am also considering the epsilon in the first of E dash. Now first of T, okay, this statement will be considered. T derives FT dash, where F is a non-terminal value, so it refers to this statement. F derives open bracket. As it is a terminal value, I am considering it as first of t, and here we are also having id, so I am considering those two. Now first of t dash, okay, in the first of t dash it derives star ft dash. As star is considered as a terminal value, I am taking it directly, and here we are also having epsilon, that also I am taking. Okay, now first of f derives open bracket, so I am considering it directly as it is a terminal value, and it also derives id, I am considering it also. Okay, this is how the first will be considered of this given grammar. Okay, in the first we need to consider only the terminal values. Now coming to follow. Okay, in order to find the follow of the given grammar, we need to follow these three simple steps. Okay, first one is for the first derivation in the grammar, if we are finding the follow, then dollar will be placed. Okay, and the second condition is the follow will be considered by using this formula, a derives alpha b beta. Okay, by using this formula the follow will be considered of the given grammar. If we have a non-terminal in the beta position, then everything in the first of that non-terminal will be considered as follow of b. Okay, except epsilon. And the third condition is if we encounter the beta value as epsilon, then the follow of b will be follow of a. Okay, I will explain it by considering the same example. By using the same grammar, we will find the follow. Okay, by using these three conditions. Okay, see, follow of e. Okay, see, in the follow of e we are having f tends to c. Whatever e value in the right hand side, we will consider that. Okay, see, here in this production we are not having e, in this production also we are not having e, in this production also we are not having e, here also we are not having e, but here we are having e. Okay, so I am considering this production for finding the follow of e. F derives open brace e and closed brace. Okay, as it is having that e in the right hand side, I am considering this statement. Okay, now I need to consider this formula, a derives alpha b beta. Okay, see, alpha represents the open brace, b represents which we are finding the follow, that represents b, beta represents the remaining value. See, this beta is representing the closed brace. Okay, this condition will satisfy. See, we are having a beta value as closed brace, so for b beta, see here in the beta position we are having a closed brace. Now we need to find the first of closed brace. Okay, first of closed brace is closed brace as it is the special symbol. The first we have already discussed that any special symbol or terminal values will be considered as first. Okay, so first of beta is always closed brace. First of closed brace is always closed brace. And see, in the first condition, this is the starting symbol of the given grammar, so I am including the dollar symbol here. Okay, place dollar in the follow of e where e is the start symbol. See, here e is the start symbol of the grammar, then I have placed the dollar in this follow. Okay, follow of e is finished. Now coming to follow of e dash. Okay, we need to consider all the statements which is having e dash in the right hand production. See, e derives t e dash, E dash derives plus t E dash. See, I have considered all the values which is having E dash in the right derivations. E derives t E dash, here we are having E dash, and E derives plus t E dash, here also we are having capital E dash in the right hand derivation. So I am considering these two productions for finding the follow of E dash. See, I am considering the same formula. A derives alpha b beta, A derives alpha b beta here also. Here B represents the value which we are finding the follow. Alpha represents the leftmost part of the value which we are finding the follow, and beta represents the rightmost part. Here beta represents the epsilon value. So here we are not having anything in the beta place. In that case, I am considering the third condition. The follow of B is follow of A. Okay. Follow of A means this one, E. Follow of E will be follow of E dash also. Here the follow of E we have closed brace comma dollar. Okay. In this case also beta is represented as epsilon. Here also we don't have beta. Beta is epsilon. So in this case I am considering the third condition, follow of B. That means follow of beta equal to follow of A. A means E dash. E dash we have closed brace comma dollar. I need to union these two sets and the final result will be closed brace comma dollar. Now I need to consider the follow of T. Okay. For finding the follow of T, we need to consider all the productions in the right hand side which is having T in their derivations. Okay. So E represents t E dash. This is the first derivation, and the second one in this also we are having E dash represents plus t E dash, and if we place the epsilon in the E dash position, we will get the third derivation, E dash represents plus t. These are the three different conditions. We need to find the follow of these three different conditions, and finally we will merge all these solutions. Okay. See, I am considering the same formula. A derives alpha b beta. A derives alpha b beta. A derives alpha b beta. As we have discussed, B represents the value which we are finding the follow. Okay. So T represents B. Okay. See, here we don't have the alpha value, but we have beta value. Beta represents E dash. In that case, the first of E dash will be the follow of T. Okay. It satisfies the second condition. So the first of E dash. In the first of E dash we have plus comma epsilon. We need to eliminate the epsilon, so I am minusing it with epsilon. So the remaining value will be plus. Okay. Now I am considering the second equation. Here also we have a beta value with E dash. Okay. So the first of E dash will be considered as the follow of E dash. First of E dash means same, plus comma epsilon. I am minusing epsilon here, so plus will be remaining. Okay. See, in the third case, beta is epsilon. We don't have any beta value, so it was satisfying the third rule. If beta is epsilon, so everything in the follow of E dash will be follow of T. That equal to follow of E dash is, here we are having the follow of E dash, which is closed brace comma dollar. Okay. Now I need to union all these to get the final result of follow of T. Here we are having plus, here also we are having plus, so 1 plus will be enough for considering. Here we are having the closed brace and dollar symbol. Okay. See, follow of T equal to plus comma closed comma dollar. Okay. Now in the same way I need to find out the follow of t dash. Okay, for finding the follow of t dash, we need to consider all the statements which is having t dash in the right hand derivation. Okay, see here we have t dash, t derives ft dash, t dash derives star ft dash. Okay, by considering these two statements we need to find out the follow of t. Okay, by using the same formula, a derives alpha b beta, a derives alpha b beta. Okay, I am considering the same formula for finding the follow of t dash also. Here in this case beta represents epsilon, here also beta represents epsilon. So it satisfies the third condition. So everything in the follow of t will be the follow of t dash. Follow of t is plus closed brace dollar. Okay, here also we are having beta as epsilon, so everything in the follow of t dash, in the follow of t dash we have plus closed brace dollar. Okay, we need to union these two. Follow of t dash is plus closed brace dollar. Okay, follow of t dash is plus closed brace dollar. Okay, in the same way I need to consider the follow of f. Okay, for considering the follow of f I need to choose all the statements which is having f in the rightmost derivatives. T derives ft dash, t dash derives star ft dash, and here we are having one more derivation, t dash derives star f. By using the same formula, a derives alpha b beta, we need to find out the follow of f. Here beta represents the t dash, so first of t dash will be the follow of f. First of t dash is star comma epsilon, as we are not considering epsilon in the follow, I am cancelling the epsilon here. Okay, see alpha b beta. Okay, here in the beta position we are having t dash, so first of t dash will be the follow of t dash. First of t dash is again star epsilon, I am cancelling the epsilon here. And if we consider this statement alpha b beta, okay, here beta is epsilon. In this case the follow of t dash will be the follow of f. Follow of t dash is plus closed brace dollar. Okay, I need to union all these solutions to get the follow of e. Here I am having star, here also I am having star, so one star is enough, and here we are having plus closed brace dollar. Okay, so follow of f is star plus closed dollar. This is the follow of f. Okay, this is how the follow will be considered by using the simple formula a derives alpha b beta. In this video I have covered what is left factoring, what is backtracking, what is left recursion, and what is ambiguity. All those factors I have covered which are important in any competitive exams, and I have also explained how to find out the first and follow. Okay, how to eliminate